Hello everybody, my name is Judical Pico and I am a researcher in the Environmental Acoustic Research Unit of the Gustav Eiffel University. The work that I'm going to present you is about environmental noise and more especially about the development of a local sensor for monitoring environmental noise. As you know, noise is a major pollution in urban areas. Its impact on health can be significant and numerous studies have shown that even at low noise levels, the effect of noise is not negligible. This is why many countries have introduced regulations to reduce the impact of noise, and this is particularly the case in Europe with a specific directive. These regulations are currently based on the implementation of so-called strategic noise maps, and classical noise maps are produced today by using modeling software. However, such models are limited and then cannot represent the real evolution of noise, both in spatial and temporal evolution in urban areas. On the other hand, it's possible to have a more realistic description of noise by deploying observation networks. But here again, there is a problem, that is the cost of a sensor, and can be around 10,000 euros per measurement point, which limits the number of observation points over a large territory. With recent technical developments in the field of electronic components, the development of low-cost sensors have become widespread, particularly in the context of a smart city. This is also the case in acoustics, of course, where initiatives have been launched to deploy a greater number of acoustic sensors in urban areas, mainly in order to increase the spatial and temporal representation of noise. The deployment of a low-cost sensor network is based on two main elements, the network and the sensor. The characteristics of the network is the first element to take into account. For example, its topology. Another important element is the sensor itself, which must be defined to meet the measurement needs. So the first technical question, for example, is what is the best choice for the sensor development platform? What is the best choice for the power supply mode? And what are the computing and storage capabilities that are expected, for example? In the context of noise pollution, the accuracy of acoustic measurement is also very important and will determine, for example, the type of microphone according to the background noise and the frequency range of interest. Lastly, the choice of the acoustic indicators are also very important because they can condition the type of processes that have to be carried out, such as calibration, acoustic weightings, or correction of the frequency response of the measurement systems. In addition, there are also other elements that must be considered, such as the cost of the sensor and the overall cost of the network, which depends mainly on the level of support expected for the network or the lifetime of the sensor. This subject is therefore very broad, and it will be difficult to answer it in few minutes. So in this presentation, I propose to address only the sensor, and this work is based on the state of the art that we have achieved very recently that can be found in the sensor journal. The development of acoustic sensor for environmental problem is quite recent, dating back a dozen years. Over this period, we can identify a few works. Some of them are based on a proof of concept with one or two prototypes. We can also find some theoretical design of sensors, but we can also find some real operational networks. This is the case, for example, in New York with the Sonic project, or in Italy with Dynamac project, and in France with the Sense project. The analysis of the literature show an important evolution of the sensor characteristics. The first one, for example, using generic devices for smart city sensors like TLUS-B or TMOT, one over using mini personal computers, and additionally we can also find some specific electronic chip development. Overall, we can observe an increase in processing capabilities and also an increase on the quality of acoustic measurement. The other aspect is the power supply mode, of course, and we can find some sensor using batteries or solar panel for standalone sensors, for example. The signal processing and the acoustic indicators that are produced depends mainly on the intrinsic characteristic of the sensors, and the most recent sensors today offer many intrinsic capabilities for frequency band analysis in real time, for example. Finally, the cost of sensor are very contained, around 100 euros, but this notion of low cost can be questionable. One could consider increasing slightly the cost of the sensor to improve its accuracy, but also to reduce the need of human support. Long-term accuracy in acoustic measurement is very important for calculating acoustic indicators, and on this subject the literature is much less explicit in terms of background noise level, for example, or noise level dynamic. The temporality also of the measurement is rather little presented in the literature. Is it in real time, or is it an average over a short measurement period? We don't know exactly the characteristics. Finally, the other important point is the choice of the communication protocol between sensors. And that means node-to-node connection, for example, or from a sensor to a sink connection. In a network, the sink is in charge of sending data to the server. First needs high transfer rates, such as with a GSM or a wide connection. But for node-to-node connection, that means for sensor-to-sensor connection, several solutions have been developed, and those based on protocols specifically dedicated to sensor network for the smart city are the most relevant today. For example, the ZigBee is probably the one that offers the best rates at relatively short distances, but we can also find, for example, Sigfox, which will be better for very widely spaced sensors. This screen presents a summary of the solutions that are found in the literature for the choice of the platform, the choice of the microphone, the power supply, or the data transfer. Information about the cost are also given, but this seems not very important compared to the expected technical capabilities of the sensors. So based on this analysis of the literature, it seems that several choices are no longer the most relevant today. For example, the use of generic or embedded sensor, meaning sensors allowing collecting several kind of data at the same time, does not offer today enough capabilities for acoustic measurement. Digital MEMS now offer for us interesting characteristic, but perhaps at this time at the expense of noise level dynamics or background noise. It is clear that this will not be a problem in the future due to the technical evolution. In terms of power supply, the use of battery is of course not compatible with an operational deployment of sensors due to the cost of technical support and the lack of control over power consumption. Concerning connectivity, the free solution can be considered, but the choice depends mainly of the main function expected for the sensor. For a standalone sensor or node, the ZigBee solution seems the best. For sync or relay, meaning sensor acting as a sync or relay, one could consider a wired connection instead, or a GSM connection too. So the technical choices are therefore mainly function of the level of autonomy of the sensor and the expected capabilities of the sensors. To summarize, two extreme design can be considered. One is a minimal one, rather adapted for very standalone sensors, and the other one may be more optimal. It can be used for sensors that are wired both to the electrical and communication networks. In conclusion, we think that the current technologies are very mature and allow considering low-cost sensor network in an operational way. However, for us, work is still needed on the residual background noise of the sensors in order to be lower than the noise level that can be measured in quiet areas, for example, around 30 or 35 dBA. Individually, the cost of a sensor is not very high for characteristics that are very close to class 2 or even class 1 sensor. On the other hand, the problem is rather about the overall cost of the network, including the technical support that may be required for such network. So among the questions that are still open, one can mention for us the most important that are the need of an automatic acoustic calibration of sensors to reduce in situ human interventions and to better follow the long-term evolution of the acoustic sensors. The choice of the best location of the sensor is also very important in order to limit the number of sensors in the network. And lastly, another interesting study could be about the detection of anomalies in the network, here again in order to have a better technical support and reducing human intervention. So in short, there are still many very interesting research topics. Thank you very much for your attention.